So with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo just around the corner, it's basically an early Christmas for anyone into spaceships. We've got a few new ones dropping in the next week or two, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the new Crusader Intrepid starter ship. So if this sounds good to you, grab a cup of tea while I roll the intro, then let's get into it. I do have something of a soft spot for starter ships. They're your first ride in the verse, and while you'll move on to bigger and better things, that first ship is going to stay with you. And sometimes I mean that literally, since even when you've got more advanced ships at your disposal, it can be really useful to have a simple ship that's quick to claim as a runaround. The Intrepid from Crusader Industries is the latest installment in the starter ship lineup, and at first glance I can tell that it's going to be something of a Marmite option. Asymmetry in ships seems to be a love it or hate it deal, and with its almost mini-Ion vibe, this is likely to be the case here. We don't have full details of what price point the Intrepid is going to come in at, but considering you do actually get rather a lot of ship in this package, I'd imagine it'll be somewhere around the Avenger Titan or Drake Cutter at the $75 starter pack mark, versus the $45 options of the Aurora or Mustang. Still, I'll be happy to be wrong and see it come in a wee bit lower, and I would imagine that as a brand new ship, it will be available as a discounted starter pack next week when it releases. Drop your guesses down in the comments below, and we'll make a little friendly competition out of it. If you are brand new to the game and considering the Intrepid as your first ship, get involved with the free fly next week before dropping any cash. You just need to create an account, and you'll be able to access the game and loads of the ships for free, since you can just rent them from the show. If you do create an account, just be sure to use a referral code. Mine's the one up on screen, but if you've got mates who play already, just ask them for theirs. In terms of components, the Intrepid is at the simplest end of things, with single size 1 cooler, power plant, QT drive and shield generator. But it's a bit of an odd duck in the weapons department, where it packs just the one size 3 hardpoint. This comes stock with an FL-33 laser cannon. Compared with the dual size 1 default setups found on the Aurora, Mustang and Cutter, the single size 3 does output higher alpha damage if we switch all of them to M series laser weaponry for easy comparison. But it is worth noting that the Aurora and Mustang both have the option of upgunning to 4 size 1 weapons, so would output more damage. Alongside your gun, you do also get a pair of size 1 missiles that come stock as marksman IRs. Let's maybe go ahead and take a quick walk around the ship. So your access point is this one ramp on the side here. You just open that up, and conveniently there's no ladder, it's actually just a nice ramp to walk up. To the left here we've got access to a small cockpit, but we'll come back to that in a second. First we'll go and see the rest of the ship. This is actually probably one of the most developed interiors that I've seen on a starter ship. You've got a full hab area, complete with a bunch of gun racks, so I can choose to store my weapon in these. Got space for what looks like 2 primary weapons over here on the right, probably a larger weapon like a railgun in the middle one, and I can also put something like a pistol. Got space for 3 of those up there. In the middle here we've got a nice bit of personal storage. So since you can't just access the storage of ships by pressing I anymore, this is actually really important and nice to see. And then down at the end here we've got a nice little bit of seating, and a small kitchenette with a bit of a fridge. And then if we move towards the very back of the ship, we've got the cargo storage, alongside an engineering terminal. And the cargo pods really are one of the coolest features of this ship. So we can open them from this room here, but we can also send them down to the outside, and that's how we would go about loading them. You've got one with 4 SCU over on this side, and then we've got the same again over on the other side. These cargo bays can also be accessed from outside of the ship, so you can just call them down using these buttons on the rear. I do have to say that 8 SCU is actually a really convenient amount of cargo. This is going to let you do some of the early rookie cargo hauling missions, but it's also going to be useful for other things. So if you wanted to, for instance, take a load of SCU crates to go with you when you're doing bunker missions, the mercenary aspect. That's just going to let you take one of these crates into the bunker with you, fill it up with goodies like enemy weapons, and then if you wanted to, when you sent it up, you could access that from inside the ship without having to leave. So I only got to the chance to take the Intrepid out for a little spin tonight, and what I can say is that, to me at least, it feels fantastic to fly. It's responsive, nippy, and the view from the pilot's seat is absolutely amazing. It's easy to forget when you've been playing for a while just how visually impressive Starship is as a game, so having a great view from your starter ship is actually really important to my mind. Despite this manoeuvrability though, I did find the ship lacking in the combat department. Now I'm very ready to put my hands up and say this could entirely be me rather than the ship, at least partially down to the fact that I'm recording a video post-midnight my time. My first foray into battle with a VLRT bounty left me wondering if my gun was in fact a pea shooter, and shameful as it is to admit, I ended up running away to live to fight another day. I would be interested to come back and give this another go, maybe with a change of weapon choice, but I think combat might be better avoided, for me at least. Instead, I think the Intrepid's real strengths are as a small cargo runner and a mission ship for doing things like bunker missions, as well as a little home away from home for when you're sightseeing around the verse. I've personally kept a Pisces in my hangar for a long time as a little runaround, a nippy ship just to get me from A to B when I don't want to get something bigger out. While it is just first impressions, I genuinely think the Intrepid could take its place for that purpose. With that said, it's late, or maybe early, so I'd better be getting to bed. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.